Hey guys, this is DKY, one of the core developers on the PSR development team. Back after quite a long hiatus of several months. Um, Today I'm gonna finally be resuming work on 403 Aurelius after uh, taking several months break. Um, Most of us on the team have been uh, on taking a break from the project, mostly to finish up and deal with various real life commitments that we have, such as university, family, various other things that we have to do. And to be honest, we also did kind of want to avoid burnout because, especially when we're dealing with real life, it's very easy to get overwhelmed and less productive in what you want to do. So taking a break is often the right thing to do, and um, this isn't without precedent. Back when we were making the hazard course, we often took long breaks to focus on other things, and often after taking those breaks, we would come back all ready to go, and the times when we snapped back into place tended to be some of our most productive moments, actually. So yeah, this is just another thing in the course of our work. This is a entirely free time project, so um, this is a very natural thing for us to do. Anyway, so like I said, I'll be working on Aurelius. I'll go ahead and do that like right now. Since this is supposed to be a raw recording of my work, I actually didn't do any preparation beforehand, and now I actually am not sure what I'm supposed to be doing. So let's take a look at the tickets on the development website. If I look at the ticket list, let's look at my active tickets and see what I'm supposed to be doing now. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so the last ticket I was assigned when we left off, I had to do floor 20 IT orange mapping. Alright, map the orange. Okay, AUR A20. Okay, so since I've been assigned an orange map task, that probably means the layout task has been completed. I will have to refresh my memory on what the heck floor 20 IT is supposed to be, so let me look that up right now. This is the disadvantage of taking a long extended absence from the project. When you come back, you have to kind of familiarize yourself with what the hell is going on. Let's go with overview, missions, and plot. Okay. Floor 20 IT operations. The gameplay establisher. Install backdoor to HPC's main web server. Bypass security. Okay. Okay, so basically this is the first real level of the game in which you are supposed to walk into the HPC building and perform your first hack, essentially. Alright. I can do that. I'm gonna have to look for the layout file that Jeff probably made. It should be finished if let's see, view tickets. If he finished it, then he should have marked it as closed. Closed. Layout floor 2829 copywriting base floor plan. He didn't mark it as closed. Does he still have it? I gotta check. Aurelius map source. Aurelius source. Okay, this is concept under, I think, floor plans. AUR A20. Okay, there's no floor layout for A20, but there is a PSD file. Let me take a look at that. By the way, I very much apologize for what the heck. Alright, key players. I apologize for the fact that the past videos that I made. Oh, okay. Sure. Okay. Well, you know, I'm gonna save this as a PNG because it's probably as close as we're gonna get. As I was saying, I apologize for the lack of commentary for the past several videos I made. Um, that's because when I was working on those, I was still in university. I mostly did my work in a public study space, and um, I didn't want to disturb anyone, so I usually kept my microphone muted. But now that I have a summer internship in some place and I have my own room to myself that has a decent privacy, um, I'm a lot less reserved about just speaking my thoughts on the matter and thinking aloud. Okay, so here's our layout. This is going to be our reference for the floor plan. I may as well check this in and commit it to the repository, since it appears that Jeff did not do so. I'm gonna checking in floor 20 layout. Jeff, is this actually complete? I'm gonna have to ask him if it's actually complete. Let's see. And I'm not sure if he's even online right now. No, he's not online. Okay, well, whenever he gets back online, hopefully he'll actually... Chris. Hi, Chris. I'm recording. Anyway. Anyway, so... Where was I? Floor 20. Okay, so let me get out my compile tool and hammer. Let me let me get out hammer. That's AO1. What the heck is this? By the way, I am recording, not streaming, because the internet connection in my place is awful, so I'm not going to bother doing that. Okay, so here was my old orange map for the first floor lobby. Oh, okay. First of all, let me fix this thing. What the heck? Alright. I don't know. Okay, this is... I don't know why I messed that up, but this should be an easy fix. Just move this over by like 16 units. Alright. So this is the attempt at the orange map for the first lobby that I did several months ago. Let's see. Alright, this shouldn't be too bad. So I'm gonna kill this, and I'm gonna make a new map. I'm gonna open up the template, and here's the template that I also made a long time ago, because every floor, it is an office building that basically has the same layout for most of its floors, so it makes sense to have a template and base off each individual map on that template. AURA20.vmf. Alright. So let's get started on mapping out the floor layout for floor number 20. Alright, I have to get myself acquainted to how this is oriented. Okay, that way is north, that way is east. Okay. And there's the player start. Alright. Let's take a look. Where is... Here it is. Floor 20. Jeff really went to town on this, didn't he? Okay. In that case, let's begin. How am I gonna approach this? Let's start from the northwest and proceed this general direction. So, by the way, I am not obligated to precisely follow the layout. Although if I do make changes, the layout should be updated, because I don't want the layout to be like a blatant lie or anything. But the reason being that I'm okay with changing some things is because, well, sometimes the layout will not reflect what is geometrically a good idea. And okay, what the? I am a little confused here. Why is my default texture scale 0.25? It should be 0.125, I believe. Yeah. All right. Get rid of this and try again. That's more like it. Okay. So I will be making occasional changes if I deem them to be necessary, because when you're actually dealing with the 3D, things might be a bit different from, say, just looking at an overview in Photoshop. So okay, so that's this wall. It doesn't go all the way, so actually this goes down here. Oh, actually it might be smarter to make this wall first, and if that's the case. Alright. That shouldn't be a problem. I don't know what to do about these gaps, though. That's the thing. I might have to figure something out for those. Okay. That's an interesting problem, actually. I'm not sure what to do about that. Alright, I'll just put down the wall for now, and then we'll figure out what to do about this this gap here later. Alright. So, according to this diagram, it goes about halfway down. What the heck? Alright. Let's see if we can get a grid on this. Hold on. Maybe it's a better idea to view this in Photoshop, then I can put a grid on it. Alright. So image. I forget how to put a grid on this thing. Oh my god, I'm a mess. This is what happens. Oh, here we are. Grid. Grid line every... Okay, great, but how do you turn it on? Oh, jeez. I used to know how to do this. Show. Grid. Control that thing. Alright. Alright, what the heck is going on here? What? This seems misaligned. Actually, no, it's probably not misaligned, maybe? Let me figure this out. Alright, so the major grid lines should correspond roughly to... first of all, does this even work in, like... in the floor 1 plan? It seems like ever so slightly off. Why is that? I'm gonna take a look at that. What was it? Preferences? Preferences. Grids. Grid line every 100 pixels. That would be why. Ah, crap. Okay. I do not want 100 pixels. Let's say 128 pixels, maybe? I think that makes a little more sense for what we're doing. Alright, there we go. Suddenly everything's now actually like aligned. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Back to this. Yeah, now all the walls are actually on grid. Okay, how am I gonna do this? I'm gonna... Okay, so this goes from there to about... it's about there. Alright, just hold on while I do some quick mental math. 128 with four subdivisions, that gives me 32 per subdivision. So I don't know if we're assuming 1 pixel equals 1 unit in this diagram, but if we are, then hold on, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 major grid minor grid lines between each. We have 16 minor grid lines in each. That means does that mean a grid size of 32? It does mean a grid size of 32. Alright, then that's what that means. Okay. So anyway, minor grid lines would be 1, 2, 3, so 4 plus 3, that's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Does that make any sense though? Alright. Here I am completely confusing myself about this. No, it's 8 from the wall. And the wall is here. Oh, that's why. Alright, well, then, no, that is actually correct. What the heck, Gordon? Go away. Yeah, that's right. So I have to get used to this again. Okay, so now I want to fit this down here, because that's what the thing says. I'm not convinced that is the right thing to do, but I will do that for now until I come up with a better idea of what the heck we should be doing in that case. Alright, and then from there, we just have a wall running from here to the edge. Oh boy. I assume that these walls are 16 thick, otherwise this doesn't make all that much sense. Oh boy, these are going to be really strange. Alright, let's just do that for now. Let's fit him through. Okay. So we have a wall that goes there and then there. And then... by the way, yeah, we did actually attempt to make these drawings to scale. So... That's interesting. Alright, so if we do this, and then... Alright, I might have to fudge this a bit, depending on how it looks in game. But that's okay. Fudging is okay. Let's pull this wall back. Yeah, I'm not entirely convinced about the walls running straight through the columns, but we'll see about that. Alright, so there's that office space there, and there's that other thing there. I'll deal with the doors later. I keep pressing the wrong thing. So support office, there's a thing here, and then the wall that goes up there. Alright. Alright. I'm curious, how did I deal with walls back here? Okay, so it looks like I attempted to oh, I see what I did here. Okay, so I attempted to not run the walls through the columns as much as I possibly could. Alright, well that's reasonable because that makes for much cleaner mapping. Do we have this thing here? No, we don't. Alright, well that thing's gonna have to go there. Whoops. Alright, you know what? May as well save myself the trouble and go ahead and copy paste that immediately, because this elevator section, the secret elevator, is supposed to appear on every map. So I will go ahead and do that right now. Make it appear on every map. I might have to mess with the geometry a bit, but in general this should work fine. Alright, how am I doing here? And then the elevator itself. The elevator itself is not going to actually be like there in every map. I'm just putting this here for scale purposes. For now, just for now. And then, let's see, Hammer has a neat tool called Control-Shift-V, which lets you paste it exactly as it appears in the other map, in the exact same location, which is very nice. Let's turn off no draw so we can see what's going on. Okay, yep. Sounds about right. That looks about right. And let me clip off the top here because we don't need the rest of the stuff over there. Okay, whoops, forgot about that. Let's not do that with the elevator selected, because I want to keep the elevator intact, just because reasons. All right, clip the top off. There we are. All right. And then there's this issue of this wall segment. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just close this up with this wall, just to not have any gaps. In the other map, that was because there was actually a wall running through it, and here I guess I don't really want to do that here. Huh. How did I deal with this in the other one? See, a lot of the time, when returning to a project from a break, you'll be mostly just asking yourself repeatedly, why did I do this? How did I do it here? And so on. There's a bit of you have to acclimatize yourself to the project again and what you did, because after months, it's hard to remember some things. What was I about to do? Oh yeah, I want to look at the portal file because reasons. Really? Oh. Okay, that's interesting. My guess is that... Oh, I know what happened here. Okay, so it's just that this entire interior got deleted, is not part of the map because there are no entities in it. Okay, that's why. Okay, that means I can't rely on a portal file to figure out why I thought that was a good idea. Unload the portal file. Okay, yeah, so not all people do this. Not all level designers do this, but I have a personal habit of immediately trying to figure out which brushes should be detail brushes and which brushes should not be detail brushes, because I find that it's much easier to deal with later on when it starts to actually matter. Let me move this specific thing to world, and hopefully that actually worked. Did that work? No, it didn't work. Damn it. Okay, so let's make this an entity, and then make it to world. Here we are. Now that's a world brush. Yeah, so I have a tendency of trying to design the orange map as like a set of boxes, and just not, and if there are going to be details, I'm going to identify like major details early on so I don't have to detail them later. The reason for that is that if I start compiling this map very early on, well, why is there a player start here? If I start compiling this map very early on with say, then I'm going to immediately know about any leaks, and I'm not going to make any assumptions about any geometry later on that we are going to use to decorate the actual rooms. And since we're not making those assumptions, it's easier to optimize later on without causing lots of leaks and trying to like carve out a box out of this crazy stuff that you just made. That is my opinion. it's just easier to start off figuring out immediately where the detail, which brushes are supposed to be detailed, rather than figuring it out later on. Because later on, if you find that, oh, there's this thing that really needs to be detailed, then you make it detailed, and then suddenly there's a gigantic hole in your map. That's not cool, and that's really hard to fix, especially after you've done multiple detail passes. So that's why I try to avoid doing that. All right. Oh, Chris. Alright. So I'm going to ignore this little pocket here, and I'm going to instead focus on this area that is marked off in that section. That's the support office. Okay, so that's done. I'm wondering how we managed to deal with this. Did I actually do that, though? In the men's room versus the ladies' room. Ladies' room. Did I really do that? No, I didn't. I widened it a bit. Okay, yeah, so there's not going to be a perfect one-to-one correspondence. So, Alright, let's continue on. I will stick with the walls running like straight through the columns for now, and if it becomes a huge problem, I'm going to change that up later on, because I can see that end up being a huge problem actually when we start to make things fit together, and when we start to align textures, that can be an issue. Alright, so across this wall, a janitor's office. I'll deal with that later, I think, but here, remote support office, empty, no employee, network office. Wow, you already figured out like which ones are gonna have employees and which ones aren't. Alright, so let's continue. I'm gonna have a wall run there according to the map, and I honestly don't know why there is oh, I do know why there is a player start here. It's to make sure that this empty space between the things actually gets compiled into the map. It forces there to be at least one entity, so it doesn't get deleted. That space, I mean, doesn't get deleted. Alright, so there's that. Okay, but that doesn't run all the way. It actually terminates a few units below that, I think, around here. No, more than that. I wonder, is this actually a good idea? Alright, I'm gonna do a quick compile of this, just to make sure that the dimensions in the game actually feel okay. There's gonna be a Fulbright. Alright. Dev console window 1366/78. Okay, cool. Let's go. Oh, this is the wrong map. What the heck? Whoops, my bad. Map source. And A20. Let's go ahead and version this file in right now. A20 is the one I want. My bad. No. And I'm not sure why I closed the game. I shouldn't have closed the game. I should have just launched it through the console. Alright, here we are. How does this look? How does this feel? Okay, this office space actually feels a bit cramped. Let's see about this. What room is this supposed to be? This is supposed to be the support office. Okay, if it's just a support office, I can get behind that. If these are all just support offices, actually, then that might not be a terrible thing. That's fine, actually. Yeah, these are okay dimensions. Now, as for this thing, what is it? This is a remote terminal support office. I would expect. Yeah, I mean it is bigger. I would expect it to be bigger. Yeah, actually, this is fine. This is fine. We can work with this. Okay, let's go on. Let's move on. Okay, so continuing on. These network offices, though, they might feel a bit cramped. Actually, just because I'm gonna try doing this, I'm gonna try moving this out just a bit more. Because firstly, it aligns better to the grid, and secondly, I might have enough room to actually be able to pull that off. Let me try it. Alright. Alright, this little corner seems fine. Well, of course, expanding the room was perfectly a good move for that part, but what about this area? Okay, now this is slightly more cramped. Now, is this okay? Let's see, if we have a desk here, and then... Yeah, this can still work. I'm gonna make that small modification here. In fact, I think it's probably a better idea if I just start aligning them a bit more to the grid like that. Just because it will make our lives slightly more simple later on. Here or here, I'm not really sure which one I should do. Probably here. Okay. Try again. Just to verify that. Just do a sanity check and verify I didn't do anything really dumb and bad feeling. Yeah, okay, that is perfectly okay. I think we're good. Okay. So, let's continue. I'm not sure if I'm going to get through the entire orange map for this thing today, but I will try my hardest. Here, janitor looking thing. You know what? I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to make this wall first. Okay, that runs that way. That means this is a primary wall I have to deal with. Okay, that's the second column from the right, top right. That one. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, so there's a secret elevator here, but there doesn't have to be like an actual loading space. There just needs to be the shaft. And that is okay. Yeah, I didn't have to copy paste that entire thing. All right, in that case. Is it in the same place? It is in the same place. Okay, that means we can deal with it. That means that geometry over there is probably going to have to be changed. Oh well, so much for copy paste, huh? Well. Yeah, let me get that out of the way right now, actually, so I don't have to deal with that later. How much space between the actual elevator and the zero space? That's fine, I guess. It's not like anyone's gonna notice. So let's tighten that up. Okay, sure. These 16-inch walls? Oh, that's very interestingly placed. Alright, you know what? Let's just treat that as an approximation and just do this. I mean, it does make sense, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's square this off, first of all. Get rid of this and move that there. Alright, now we have a little private elevator shaft for that one elevator, and because of that I can get rid of that dumb world brush I just made and make it a detail brush again. Cool. Alright, problem solved-ish. Moving on, moving back onto that. Okay, so there's a bit of a stair section there, and that's going to lead in from that. Let's say the stairs are going to be, I don't know, half as wide as that. So that means, yeah, at this point I'm just kind of eyeballing it. That means if we want a wall, it's going to run that way. Let's see here. That would run to the edge. Now this wall runs north and south, like the entire length of this hallway. So that would be important to do. Yeah, I'm not convinced about the going through the columns thing so much. Oh, it doesn't even go that far. Whoops. Broadcasting support. It goes through 2 columns and then kind of ends there. And then it makes a beeline for the other side. Alright, got it. And that is the server room that we're supposed to hack, I think. It is the server room we're supposed to hack. Alright. And wow, it's just exposed to the world like that? Alright, fine. That's okay. That's okay. Broadcasting support goes down there. But let's fill in this area first. Janitor. Get the janitor. Okay, so then we have a wall that runs across like that. That seems okay. Okay. Alright, so since I'm still not really sure what to do about the walls that face the outside edge, let's continue to do that. The network office has way too much space. I think I'll take a chunk out of that instead of... Alright. Oh, shut up. Alright, seems good. Alright, now for that annoying janitor's office over here in the corner. So it's gonna be a small thing, so looks a little cramped even. Alright, I have an idea. We're gonna do this. Alright, and there's that janitor's office. So how would that look like? Tiny, which is okay. Well, it's not an office, it's more like a closet, really. So since it's a janitor's closet, it should be claustrophobic, which is okay. And that is perfectly fine. I think we're good for that top section here. Oh wait, except for that one office that I forgot to do. Whoops, let me do that right now. Support office, it's gonna be 2-ish above. Yeah, I can, honestly at this point it's pretty arbitrary how I would want to divide the walls. Okay. Let's see which one feels better. Honestly, either one seems perfectly fine. I'm gonna do a quick compile and do a quick sanity check of the dimensions and see if this is okay. So here we are. Office number 1 seems fine. Office number 2 seems fine. Whatever the heck this is seems fine here, with that weird janitor closet kind of sticking out in the end. What? Okay, this feels awkward. What the? Well, I mean, that is how it is designed. Okay, that's where the door is, so I shouldn't be complaining about that, actually. Alright, we're good. We're good. We're okay. We're okay with this turn of events. Alright, whoever... I don't know what's going to go in here, but I'm going to let the environment designers figure that out. Right now I'm just going to do the layout. Right. Not my concern at the moment. That will come in time, and hopefully they'll make awesome videos showing you how it's done. Let's see, this is okay. Yeah, okay, we're gonna need a way to seal off the edges of these walls because people are just gonna peek around the corner and be like, yo, hey, what's up? That's not. And then invade on their privacy just by like turning their heads around that corner here. Okay. I'm not sure how like actual office buildings do that. I'm gonna have to take a look at some point somewhere. I'm not sure if I really know any buildings that are like that with a glass window exterior running around the edges like that. You know what? I'll get back to you on that. I'm actually not sure how most offices actually deal with that problem. All right. Alright, so there's that. That's the elevator bank. Alright. That seems okay. And, oh yeah, how about the server room? The server room. The server room is apparently elevated? Jeff seems to have left a comment here saying that it goes up. I'm actually a tiny bit scared about that because if you go up, then that means the height of this level is already right about where you want it to be, for a standard ceiling in the Source Engine, for like a normal hallway at least. And if I raise the floor on this, then this floor here, then I'm not sure if it will feel claustrophobic. I might actually have to raise this ceiling too, just for this particular section, because that would make sense. Okay, first of all, these are not supposed to be this high. Yeah, these blue brushes are a bit too high for my liking. Bring them down. Okay. Yeah, okay, we're gonna have to figure that out. So for now, I'm not gonna put in the stairs, but when it comes time to, I will discuss that with Jeff and see what he thinks. Network office. Oh, there's a wall there. In that case, I'm gonna go put in that wall. Alright. Forgot to do that, looks like. Not sure how big the wall is supposed to be, but let's just say it's like about this big for now. Or where it is along the edge. Where would it be? Is it perfectly? Yeah, it is aligned with that. Okay, so that we're good. We're good. Okay, so that's the entire top part of the orange map now done. By the way, if you have no idea why it's called an orange map, it's because traditionally the developer textures are orange, like these. But we at PSR kind of vastly dislike the orange color from the standard dev textures, which is why we don't use them. But we still call it an orange map though, because yeah, see, we do use them here for the stairs and stuff, but like, well, at least I do. Not everyone does. Not everyone on the team does, I mean. Okay, we're good. Moving on, let's start to bring this back down a little bit. So Broadcasting Support Center is in the center. And it surrounds these three middle columns. So it should roughly align with this elevator bank and stairwell right there. So let me go ahead and do that. Huh, I'm not sure if I have enough space to do that. Oh well, let's try it anyway. Let's click on this to load the size. And then let's see if I can just block out something like that. And hopefully it is okay. Oh, first of all, let me shrink this so I can actually put in a wall next to it. These three, I believe, yes, that is the case. Do I have enough space to do this? Does this feel okay? I am not sure. Oh, actually, you know what? This is actually fine. This feels okay. This might be fine after all. I don't know if I should expand the wall into the hallway area or bring it in. That might be a bit problematic if I do that, though. Okay, there's a supply closet and a web support room. So basically 2 support rooms with a thing in between. Alright, so you know what that means. That means more sanity checks. I might have to add a Freeman in here though, because otherwise this area won't compile. Because it's empty. Let's try this. How does this feel? Or more importantly, how does this hallway feel? If I'm walking down here, And down here, turn the corner. This width seems fine for an office. This width also seems fine for an office. This is gonna be a freaking maze. Holy crap. Whenever the environment designers get their hands on this, they're gonna have to, like, pull out all the stops to make sure this is not confusing as hell. Hopefully they can do that. If they can't do that, then that might be a concern in the future. I'm gonna have to bring that up with the team. It might have to do with the fact that, you know, all these walls are white, though. Like, and there's just nothing but a gray and ceiling and floor, and all these columns kind of look the same. So naturally, this is going to feel like a maze if you're going to be running through it like that. So that's okay. Well, hopefully they can make it better. Alright, so this is the server room, that's fine, but across the hall from that is the support center. Alright, that's fine. For now, we'll see about that in a bit. Actually, depending on what happens, actually, I think what a better idea would be is to get rid of this center section, open up this area just a bit more, and then from that make this like a cubicle space, because then, and not like a full height cubicle, but like half height cubicle maybe, because that way you can actually see your sight lines will be from wherever you come from. I think probably the elevators, right? So you're gonna be here, right? That way you can see the main server room through this. And I'm thinking maybe make these glass walls, because that way you can immediately see your objective. And I think that would be much more beneficial than than any other alternative. And okay, I'm glad that he put the security offices down here, because if you're going to be walking this way, you don't want the security guy to be there, because according to the plan for the level is you're supposed to go into the main server room, right? And then the security dude's supposed to come out here and like eventually come toward you. But I'm not sure how we're going to play that out. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm actually in favor of removing this center section here. I'll talk to Jeff about that. And then we'll see if he can edit that thing away. In the meantime, I'm gonna just go ahead and delete that entire center section, because I think it's a better idea to get rid of it. Alright, that way we have more open space, and then with that out of the picture, it will feel less like a maze. And I think that's a good idea, especially for this particular level is not like meant to be a stealthy level. This level, if I remember correctly, is just a get in and get out sort of thing. There's not much gameplay on this particular level, so there's really no point in trying to like walk all over the place figuring out where to go. And I think it's good if we keep this particular floor as simplistic as possible. Now that I think of it, now that I mentioned that, I'm not even sure if directly modeling out all these rooms on the side is even a good idea. Because if you do that, then that means you're putting in a lot of detail into areas that are not going to be seen. Because your primary objective is to go here and get out. So from a routing perspective, that is probably a bad idea to actually do that. Now on the other hand, I think, at least for these rooms with the glass walls, I think it's a good idea if we do model those out, just, you know, as a little detail. But for these side offices that seem to be pretty opaque, like literally opaque, like there's no reason to actually model their interiors. That'll save us a lot of time, actually. and that's a good idea. Hello. Wow, this entire floor only has like 2 tiny bathrooms. That's that's awful. That is awful. Oh man. All right, you know what? I don't know how like actual offices are structured in that case. All right. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that, and then I'm gonna for the rest of this video, I'm gonna focus more on just modeling these exteriors. Except for these areas that have glass. You know what? This is a shame though. I really feel like there's a lot of like glass walls here, but you're not gonna get to see them because your route as the player is gonna be this way. So essentially you're gonna be avoiding all the like the cool eye candy down here. I think that is a mistake. That is a mistake. Yeah, absolutely. I'll have to talk to Jeff about trying to take all of this, like these glass cool things, and then kind of try and put them maybe in this area. I mean, there's a thing here, the broadcasting support room, and that's fine. I mean, because there's this particular level will have like almost zero interactivity, so the next best thing you can do is on the other hand, if the player does want to explore, then maybe this will be their reward for exploring. I think I'm overthinking it. Alright, so here's my plan of action. What I'm gonna do is I already got rid of this, so this is gonna become the cubicle area, maybe. And the rest, and then this here will be a glass wall. And the rest of these will not be modeled, the interiors. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. So now that that's out of the way, I'm gonna put down these walls next because it's just a rectangle and it should be really easy to do that. So let me get that out of the way right now. Do that right here. And it'll run the length of this hallway. Of the building this way. Yep. And then there's no reason to model these interior sections because why the heck would you do that? Just to save some space. Alright. While we're at it, let's be consistent. And since I did that here, I did that over there, I'm going to do that here too. Okay. On the other hand, if we're just not going to model these interiors anyway, there's no real point in actually doing that. So, you know what? Objection overruled. Okay. Okay, so there's that area. Next is the conference room looking thingy. Oh boy, what the heck is going on here? Okay, Jeff trying to be fancy and those swingy door thingies. Okay. Okay, I could do that. I'm gonna let me experiment a bit. So he gives a bit of a leeway, so basically just roughly halfway, the wall just needs to be roughly halfway between these two columns. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put a wall roughly halfway between those two columns. And since the conference room probably is going to be inaccessible, there's not much reason to care about which side this wall is on. It should just make the hallway better because that's where the player is going to be. Now, as for this thing, let's go for something interesting here. He has a slanty door coming in like pretty close to the wall here. Let's not do that. Let's say that there's a wall here with the door that way, because I feel kind of awkward putting like a tiny door into a tiny wall. Well, not a tiny door, but like just a door in general into a tiny wall. So let's see if we can make some compromises here using vertex manipulation. Alright, how does that look? So then you enter through here, you're in a conference room. Since these are going to be glass walls, I think it would be advantageous if... well, let's flip it this way, first of all. Okay, this is not a bad deal we have here. Ooh. Yeah, okay. Just a second while I fix that. No, Source, you suck. Or rather, Hammer, you suck. There you go. That's more like it. Alright. Well, note to self, these will be glass walls. And we have to figure out what the heck we're going to do with that. This is going to be a recurring theme in the next several weeks, probably. What to do about the gap between the wall and the glass. I think the best way to solve this is just take the wall and extend it out. I think otherwise that's just overthinking it. So that's probably the best way to deal with that particular problem. Oh, I just had a thought. A door is going to have a hell of a time fitting in if it's going to be diagonal like that. Oh, crap. Alright, we will burn that bridge when it's time. Not now. Figure it out later. Okay, that's the conference room, roughly. And then we have a break room and an equipment lab. I guess it makes sense to have a break room there, doesn't it? Let's do the break room. I get the feeling that a lot of this stuff is going to be unnecessary. Just you watch. Okay. There's our break room. And it will be divided by an equipment lab. Ooh, that's an interesting thought. Or rather, an interesting shape. Damn it. Alright. And then this wall doesn't extend nearly that far. It goes like about there. And then that goes out like that a ways. And then the rest of this is apparently a glass wall, so I'm not going to bother doing that just this moment. I'll get back to it. And then we have web support, about roughly aligned with that stairwell. I'm gonna make it easier on myself and actually align it with that stairwell. And what are we doing here? Alright, let's do some generous rounding. And like, let's just say that's that corner, because I don't want to deal with it. Oh wait, no, I did a stupid. That goes like on the thing. Okay. And that goes up to that column there. I wonder, why is there just like a tiny wall here when this whole thing could be a glass wall? You know what? Let me experiment with that. Let's see what looks cooler. Move that in a bit. Ah. Alright, here we are. Ooh, this is a surprisingly small and cramped office looking thingy. Let me triple check. Alright, that would be like on that side-ish. Here we are. Okay, so and if we're gonna do that wall thing that Jeff proposed in the layout, that means this wall would have to be basically broken up like that, and then this kind of has to go out here like that. Let's see how that works. He also proposed kind of stretching it out like that in the original, like the diagram. Although the wall is smaller than that, it's actually like way smaller. Does that have a door? No, the doors are on the other sides. Ooh, wait, that's interesting. In that case, why not go further and just make the wall smaller? That way these are both like glass looking sections. Let's see if I can get that idea out of the way, like that. No, draw them. Make these glass. Alright. I think that could be cool, yeah. If done right, of course. We would have to actually go through the effort of making it feel right. And there's a dividing wall between that and the rest of the thing, and that occurs roughly halfway between these two columns. Let's do that, and that means there's a wall that goes like there-ish. Alright. Okay. This seems like a not bad little corner thing, assuming like you actually bother to like visit that area. I don't know if any player is gonna actually do that. Hopefully they do. If they don't, then well, I don't blame them. Alright, and then here's this weird broadcasting support thing. I'm not convinced about this diagonal door thing. Yay. what is this? It's a 3 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ratio. What the heck? Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. That is a very strange angle. No, it's not a strange angle. Ooh, it is a strange angle. It's like not quite 45 degrees. Let me think about that. No, let's not do that. Let's not do that at all. Instead, well, before I attempt to do that part, let's just make that wall, which is just comes out from that column over there. This column. Since you're not going to actually be in that room, let's do that, and then let's apparently there's a wall like about here-ish. I'm not sure why, but I see no reason not to do it. Yeah, let's do that. And then there's apparently a nice big glass thing over there, and let me do that real quick. Where are you supposed to even enter that thing? No, wait, that is the door. Okay, okay, how am I gonna do this? Alright, instead of the weird slanty thing here, I'm just gonna do this. It's easier. And probably a bit better too. Yeah. Less to have to deal with. Okay, so and now for this thing, I like the idea of the glass wall, which is why I'm going to make it a glass wall. Let me cut away this intersection and turn it to glass. Bye bye. Alright, and there we have that. Oh, should probably cut away that too. So I think the style that we're going to be going for is like this whole office building. This is set in like the late 2025, I think. I'm gonna have to look that up. It's on the wiki though, so we should be able to figure that out. Missions and plot. Year 2020. Oh, this is 2021. Yeah, so basically this is supposed to be like a super high-tech modern office-ish, like just a step into the future and not too far ahead of what we're actually capable of. And a modern-esque offices like this do exist now, so I wouldn't be surprised if like this would have been. And according to the wiki, there was an actual date associated. Yeah, so 2017. The HQ is actually constructed is going to be a very modern building, so that's what we're going to go with. Which probably means glass everywhere. Unfortunately. Let's see. What the heck is going on here? Alright. Alright, so this is going to be the rough around the edges layout. Did I miss anything? I think I basically got it. I should probably add the glass wall thing to the equipment lab though, so let me do that real quick. Alright. And since I have the glass thing here, I may as well go ahead and add that there. Does it go all the way around? No, there's a little, there's a little wall-esque thing. Okay, yeah, sure. I can do that. I can do that. That's not a bad idea either. It'll probably have to be a detail though. So let's make it a detail. Let's do something like this. To simplify things, we'll make it 45 degrees-esque. Actually, no, let's not do that. Let's do this. Yeah. Okay. That is an awful idea. Don't do that. Hold on. Just a minute. Oh, it's supposed to be more than that. It's supposed to do this. Ugh, geometry is hard. Let's take this and have it feed into there. And then rotate it 90 degrees that way. And then that goes across like that. Not bad. That could be something. That could turn into something. Okay, and then this wall is gonna be glass. Sure. Okay, let's go with that. So that means the middle section is not glass, it's just an actual wall. And from here to right about here, yes, no, no. Right there. These will be glass. Let's make it even smaller. There we are. Okay, there's the conference room. Alright, let's go ahead and do a quick compile here. Just to make sure that we're on the right track. Whoa, where am I? Oh, that's one of those weird hallways full of offices. And then this is the conference room, and that's the thing. I'll fix that later. There's this web support thing, and that probably going to be unpopulated. Yeah, okay, so I think we have our IT floor very roughly blocked out. It's obviously needs a lot of work, but this is the general idea that we're going to be going for. Okay, so now let's fix these things, and let's do some basic sanity checks against about the detail brushes. So I'm going to turn off all geometry, then turn on all the world geometry. This will just leave me with all the non-detail brushes, and then I'm going to go ahead and load the portal file. Then that's going to give me where all the leaves are, just so I can see what kind of insanity is going on. Alright, so it looks like roughly we're not getting into anything too complex except outside for kind of obvious reasons. No, I'm not trying to like optimize visibility, especially not right now. I'm just trying to make it so that when we do end up having to so this is kind of the exact sort of thing that I'm looking for right now. Right now I'm looking for these kind of weird gaps that are kind of a result of that result from me basically relying on detail brushes, so to speak. So I'm gonna have to fix that. Now where the heck even is this? This is okay. There's that. I'm pretty sure I fixed that at some point, no, didn't I? What even is this? Oh, this is a no draw. Okay, yeah, these are no draw brushes. My bad. Turn on the no draw because no draw is very important. Yeah. But yeah, things like these, like that's what I'm looking for. So just turning on vis leaves makes it a little bit more obvious that that's the case. Yeah, that's why I missed that, because I thought that was now the easy way to fix that is to do this and then no draw it. Ta-da! Now the reason why I do this, okay, let's make this detail, because it doesn't block visibility at all. There's no reason to. And then in that case, let's make it the same color as this. Alright. There we are. Much better. Sort of. Actually that's not like ideal, but whatever. Oh, it works fine for now. See, and then more gaps like these that I'm going to have to fix somehow. Alright, what's the best way to deal with that? I would say close them off like that. Or not, actually, that's not the best solution. Let's take this and fill in these gaps with this no draw. Yeah, sure. And the reason why I'm doing this now instead of later is because it's easier to do it now than later. It's much easier to find these problems, and it's much easier to fix them and plug all these little holes that we're leaving behind. Because if we leave it until after we have detailed all of this, then it'll be so hard to plug all the holes, and it'll be kind of ridiculous. So I'm doing this early while the geometry is still simple, so I can get a head start on it, because we're going to have to do it at some point, and I'd rather do it now than later. Alright, hopefully that got all of them. Maybe, probably not, but alright. Alright. I'm not sure if that's even worth having as a... Oh, it is. It is definitely worth having. Okay. Alright. I think we have our very basic layout. I didn't cut any doors into any of the walls yet. I will save that for another time because I really don't feel like doing it right now. Oh, wait, no. Ooh, here's a problem. Okay, so how am I how do I want to deal with this? In a situation like this, what I would do is cut the detail block in half, like that. And then simply take this, cut it like that. That way, the detail block doesn't Z-fight with anything. And this is not really like a full detail block anymore. Let's make this a world brush, like that. See? So now we don't have that Z-fighting problem, and the part that matters as a detail block is still a detail block, but the part that matters as a not detail block is now a world block. World brush. There should be relatively few situations in this map where that actually occurs. Let me do a real quick check to make sure that I'm right about that. This is a very interesting case of a detail block doing weird things like that, because if we do this, that means there would be Z-fighting, wouldn't there? Yeah, there is Z-fighting. I wonder how that plays out in terms of, Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. First of all, I'm actually curious, how did I deal with that in the first map? Because I recall having quite a few of those problems here. Okay, there's that. And then if we look at the detail. Oh, that's not it. Here. That's what I'm looking for. I'm more interested in how that works out vertically than horizontally at the moment. So how does that work vertically? I did the exact same thing, I believe. No, I did do that. Okay, it's not worth fixing up here because, like, come on. So, not gonna bother. Now here, on the other hand, there is stuff that I would have to do to make sure this works in a sane manner. Here's the detail block. I'm gonna cut this up. Instead of plugging these with no draws, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna cut it up into quarters, like that. And make these brushes into world brushes. Like that. That way that area is now plugged. And then this detail brush would only encompass that corner over there. No, I'm a little bit kind of skeptical about that part, so I'm going to get rid of the right part. Just do that. Because we probably don't need that section of geometry if we do it this way instead. Alright, so there's that annoying corner. Then there's this annoying corner. What the hell do we do with this? Okay, there's the outside. What about in here? So, internally, this is going to be annoying. This is the janitor's closet, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing here. Oh, wait. These are multiple sections. Why are they? Oh, okay, yeah, so I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to chop up this block, essentially, into a half. Like that. Let's get rid of the detail. Let's get rid of this no draw, because that's going to be kind of annoying to deal with. Yeah. Alright, and then I'm going to take the detail block and I'm going to just do that. And then this part that's embedded into the wall, I'm going to actually just turn it into a world brush. Alright. Now that works out cleanly. This is the disadvantage of having like columns in all throughout the building. You'd have to figure out like how to deal with the holes produced if you consider them all to be detail blocks. Did my internet just blow up? It did, huh? Okay, so yeah, that's the reason why I'm not streaming this right now, because my internet will occasionally just die randomly, and that means I would have to spend half my time on the stream just fixing the stream. Alright, let's see. It doesn't seem... Okay, so all the columns seem to be accounted for in terms of, like, no draw weirdness in corner cases. Especially that one. Those are already dealt with. That has been dealt with. Not that. Those are not problems. That. Okay, here should also not be a problem. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, I think we made it. Okay, so that has been me working on the first pass of a very rough layout orange map. I'm not done yet. I still have to carve out the doors into the walls, but for now I'm going to take a break, because honestly you do need to take breaks. But for now I'm going to go ahead and commit. Oops, don't save. I'm going to commit the file to the repository so that we have a record of what the hell this is going. So let's do this right now. Commit first attempt at an orange map for your A20. Let's call it floor 20. Alright, and that was the first pass at an orange map for our first real level after the lobby. Whew. You're gonna be doing a lot of that in the coming weeks and months, so keep an eye out. This isn't exactly the most interesting stuff so far. Things will get more interesting once we add in the details and add in the enemies and actually start testing like the actual interactive elements, but you gotta start somewhere and you have to block out the level, otherwise it's gonna be very messy later on. Alright, so I'll figure out how to get this online, this video online using my terrible internet. Maybe I'll take a trip out to Starbucks or something and connect to their Wi-Fi. But in the meantime, this has been DKY Orange Mapping, the 20th floor of the HBC building in 403 Aurelius. The first part of the orange map, at least. I'll I'll continue on later on. Alright, see ya.